all these guys are whatever, McDonald's All-Americans, all these things, and like I can play with them.
Yeah, I mean, it was a constant battle. My career at Michigan wasn't exactly smooth sailing either. I started a lot my sophomore year, got benched my junior year, started the beginning of my senior year, and got benched halfway through my senior year. So there's always been that constant kind of not necessarily questioning, but doubt has a way of kind of creeping in the back of the mind. So I always just try to fall back on what I've always done, and that's just kind of stay the course, stay with it, and put in the work, and things will usually take care of themselves.
I feel like as a shooter too, like we are constantly battling the mental side of it. I talk about this all the time, but there's a burden that comes with being a shooter, and labeled whatever. I mean, Absolutely. Whether you want to be a shooter or not, but there's a burden that comes with that. The expectation of making shots, because you don't get the ball a lot.
Yeah.
So when you do, it's usually to shoot the ball, and so it's like that rhythm, and then you have those stretches like 3-week stretch, 2-week stretch, whatever. And that doubt starts creeping in, and it can fuck you up.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like it can be crippling for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, so I played summer league. I went undrafted, played summer league with the Heat, and I had one of the stretches where I made shots, and that was obviously good. Sometimes you go through stretches where you do, sometimes you go through stretches where you don't. And I got to training camp, and I remember it was like 3 weeks straight. Like I didn't make a shot. Like in workouts maybe, but like when we played live, whether it be pickup, coached in the gym or not, whatever, I couldn't make anything.
This is right when you got in.
Right when I got to, like right before training camp. And I'm sure you maybe felt, well, actually probably you haven't because well, I mean, maybe you have, but I don't know. But like people looking around like, oh, this guy was supposed to be able to shoot. You know what I mean? Like, and there's just kind of this like thing, and then you just start to like double down on yourself, and you're just kind of, the mental side of it. As I mentioned, it can just be, it's more than half the battle, at least in my opinion.
Right now is the best time in the history of basketball for you to be a shooter. If you can shoot the ball and shoot it consistently, man, right now you can make a career. You can play as long as you want if you can knock down open shots. They're playing premium for stretching the floor and being able to hit shots, being a threat beyond the three-point arc. Man, right now is the time where that skill is, man, at an all-time high. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. What up, though? My name is Kevin Melson with Beyond Your Limits. And in this video right here, we got Duncan Robinson talking about shooting and how confidence plays a factor and how he go through ups and downs within his shooting. If you don't know Duncan Robinson's story, he started out as a D2 player. He ended up transferring to the University of Michigan. He went undrafted. He ended up signing a contract with the Miami Heat and ended up being a big part of their playoff run, their championship run to the championship game, to the championship series. But that just goes to show you what a premium they're putting on shooting nowadays. Just being able to shoot the ball can take you from being a D2 player all the way to the NBA Finals. I mean, that's a great story that Duncan Robinson has, and persistence. In this video here, he's talking about how, sometimes he go through slumps where he missed shots a lot. And during those slumps, you can't get down on yourself. Shooters got to shoot. You got to take your shots. And even if you're not hitting your shot, you got to still shoot it with confidence. You got to trust in your training. You got to trust that all the hard work that you put in is going to pay off. Even if you missed a couple in a row, if that's your job for your team, you got to be able to take that shot and shoot it with confidence. And you got to be very careful not to let that doubt creep in there. I mean, you miss a couple in a row, you might get to thinking you're off a little bit, and then it might creep into the next game, and the next thing you know, you're in a slump. And that confidence is key. You got to know that when you miss a couple shots, that things are going to average out. If you're a good shooter and you miss, 3 or 4 in a row, I mean, there's going to be times where you're going to make 3 or 4 in a row. And so it's all going to balance out. So you got to just trust the laws of averages. You got to trust the work that you put in, that everything is going to average out. Even if you go through a slump where you miss a lot in a row, I mean, you're also going to have times where you're hot and you're going to make a lot in a row. And so you can't really worry about, missing shots or what happened in the past. You got to be focused towards your next shot. You got to be confident that you're going to knock down the next shot. The I mean, every time you miss a shot, you should be thinking that the next shot is going to go in. It's just the laws of averages. If you normally shoot 40% from the three-point line, if you miss 3 in a row, I mean, you can't help but the next one to go in. I mean, if that's your normal shooting range is 40%, you know, if you miss a couple, you know, the next couple going in. And that's how you got to think when you're a shooter. You got to be confident that you're going to knock it down and that the laws of averages is going to play out in your favor. And the second point I wanted to make about this video is JJ Redick was talking about getting in the rhythm and how important being in rhythm is for a shooter. And that's a big part for being a shooter. A lot of times if a player is standing in the corner and they catch the ball flat-footed and they have to shoot, you're not shooting on rhythm, and that's a much more difficult shot. If you can even take a small hop, even if you don't go forward, if you just hop in the same space and catch it and shoot it in rhythm, you'll have a much smoother shot and you'll have a much better opportunity to make that shot because you're shooting in rhythm. You always want to shoot in rhythm. That's a big part of making your shots. And once you made a couple in a row, it's like automatic. You start to get in the zone, and man, you can keep it going from there. And those are the two things I wanted you to get out of this video. I want you to understand that confidence while you're shooting the ball is very key, and also shooting in rhythm is also very key in becoming a great shooter. And I also wanted you to click the link in the description or the link in the bio and get that free course we have for you where you can learn how to get open for wide open shots and how to attack the basket and those things that help you a lot within your basketball journey. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys the next time. I'm out.